How many ways can I say brilliant? How many ways can I put into perspective how brilliant that was? And I'm not saying this. I'm not saying this just because I love the man. How great was this event? First question. Before we get into this, don't point to any moments. Don't point to any moments. Don't point to any moments. No. How do you feel now? How do you feel now? Just in general. In general, how do you feel? That's the word. That's my president. Kathy says it best. How do you feel? Remember when you went to a movie and you saw something, like I loved The Godfather. And the first time I thought, I was like 14 or something. I walked on, I said, it wasn't a scene. Why? Remember a concert you went to where you thought, oh my God, wow. What was it? Was it a song? Was it a moment? No, it's this collective. And whenever you share something with people, whatever the event is, it never compares to when you are sharing it. And most of us were watching it at home, and you can watch it through, in essence, the beauty of social media, which is great. But now we have the chance to just react to it. And the most important part is to find out specifically, what was it that you feel? What was the event? And the first question is the overall feeling you have. That's it. So right off the bat, my friends, Christine's Geske is a new member. Thank you. Chris Cox says, one for the history books. Dems got smoked. I saw legitimate panic attacks. Camera zoomed in on one guy, and you can see his heart beating out of his chest, visibly sweating. Go get him, DJT. Could not have said it better. Two things, three things, four things. I'm going to tell you, and I've been thinking about this very, very carefully, and I've been waiting. And thank you. First of all, thank you so much for being with us. I have been up, and Mrs. Ellen and I are just thinking, oh my God. There's no particular order to what I'm saying. But the very first thing I want to tell you is that, how do you feel? What's the feeling? Let me tell you what Democrats are thinking. And they're not going to say this. They're going to say, oh, shit. Damn it. He did it again. They're not going to admit it. Holding up signs. Which, rule number one, don't. Oh, Therese said it best. Therese said, I cried 3 times best. When I lost it, the little boy with his dad who wanted to be the cop. Oh my God. You see the young man who gets into West Point? I mean, Trump set them up. Again, please forgive me ahead of time. I'm all over the place. I got a million things. And we'll get into the specifics of this. Just the most salient moments. The Democrats are thinking, we showed up with paddles like we're at an auction. Lies. What is this? And when Lake and Riley and these people, these tear-jerky moments, and you're sitting there saying, what the fuck are we supposed to do now? What do I do? If I sit there, can I clap for at least the family? No, don't. I can't clap in support of a family who lost their kid. No, we're doomed as Democrats. Trump brought in all these people before you that you had to clap for, and they didn't clap with their goddamn paddle. They're holding up lies and this. And then they probably, I'll bet you, you saw these things on the way out thrown, like, what was this? And never hold up a sign that you can be, never hold up a sign that you can use or that later on will be used to Photoshop against you. Don't do this. You know who learned that the first time? Michelle Obama. What she did? Remember the Boko Haram? Bring our girls back. And cleaned that off and wrote in, Big Mike. And I mean, don't do this. Don't ever hold a sign up. And all of you Within seconds. Did you see this? Go back and look at this. I love war. I mean, like, so. And was that Kennedy? The judge Kennedy, was he there? I know it doesn't really matter. I thought you retired. Anyway. He started off. You know what he does all the time, which I love. It's a little trial lawyer's trick. There was when you get to pick a jury, and provided you have liberal, voir dire rules, the question is, somebody said years ago, what's the rule? What's the secret of picking a jury? The answer is argue your case. But that's not the place. Argue your case. Anytime you're in front of the jury, argue your case. Do you understand? Oh, okay, I get it. Right. Now you understand. What Trump does is Trump understands one thing. You're not supposed to give a campaign speech. This is the State of the Union. And Trump said, I know. That's why I'm so great. He did everything in their power. He broke every rule. It was glorious. It was blessed. It was wonderful. Daniel Williams, I feel invigorated. By the way, did Pelosi's teeth fall out? Oh, yes, they did. White Monkey, the channel says, I saw Pelosi tweets appearing simultaneously while sitting there trying to hold her teeth in. Her minions were hard at work. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, indeed. Please watch my X account at Lionel Media. Our good friend now, Big Dickie Daniels, I like that, says, my first feeling was the final undoing of the brainwashing. It was like we finally seen the last episode of the woke left insanity. Then the brilliance in satire, every breath with the POTUS. Thank you, Uncle Lenny. Thank you. John Jelaine says, Trump called Joe Biden and Elizabeth Warren insane Pocahontas. That's what I love. You do understand. He's not supposed to do this. And Trump said, I know. He left and they're clapping and he's giving this one, a little boy. He's got the scars. Like, oh my God. And the mother and the guy and the oh my God, there was the fellow who saved the people's lives. And it was the most incredible. Mickey Mo, by the way, just gifted 50 Lionel Nation memberships. Thank you, Mickey. Warren Ocasio says, I'm so excited and I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control and I think I like it. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Boy, we're really kind of dating ourselves, aren't we? Young people are saying, how did they seem to know the words to this thing? Yes, they do. It's called nostalgia. Glorious, my friend. Absolutely, positively glorious. Trump dominates Congress. Democrats meltdown. Al Green booted. Al Green. I'm so in love with you. What a come mierda, as we say in West Tampa. Hijo de gran pinga. Oh my God, it was America witnessed again, one of the greatest speeches ever delivered in the halls of Congress or Montezuma for that matter. This bold, unapologetic, brave, America first. God, remember I'm telling you, America first. Did you see Elon? How you doing? How's it? He's so awkward. I love it. This is the world's richest man. How are you? I'm in the corner. Good to see you. Hi, Uncle Dave. Hi. It's like Opie. I love it. I love it. I love this. I loved everything. Melania. I mean, everything. The man who never backs down. Did you see with the open mic, with the hot mic, when JD and Mike Johnson were talking? He says, "How do you do this for 90 minutes?" He goes, "Oh, you should have been here during bio." Oops, pull the mic down. The man who never backs down. He walked into that chamber with the weight of a nation, the responsibility on his shoulders, and he obliterated every single obstacle. Obstacle. How about obstacle? I'm thinking prostitutes and obstacles. I've been up a little bit too late. He waylaid them, manhandled them. What unfolded, what I'm trying to put together, perhaps rather elliptically and rather discursively, and in a desultory kind of style, what unfolded was nothing short of a masterclass in leadership. The demolition of the radical left. Every name one thing tonight. Name one thing. God damn it. One thing he said where you thought, well, I don't know about that. And the taxes. Oh, taxes. And we're going to put the manufacturing. And this little kid's with a brain tumor. Well, they're going to get a brain tumor. West Point. What does it do with them? And the mother, Lake and Wyoming. I'm so sorry. I'm waiting. I'm trying to find it. Panama Canal. What the hell? Yeah. Que cojones, as we say in West Tampa. The balls of this guy. The Panama Canal, the Gulf of America. Kid-hugging Secret Service agent priceless. Kevin, that killed me. That killed me. Did you see his face? And the father, so great, so proud Texan. Did you see this with the hat? Man, this guy was serious. He hoisted up his little boy proudly. He wanted the world to see, this is my son. This is my, I mean, it's almost like it's like my left foot, but remember when the father said, "This is my son." Oh my God, it was wonderful. That kid, he'll never sleep after that. Now, one question. You know when they were first walking in, who's that guy with the big head? Did you see some of these people walking in? Look, I don't want to say anything, but did you notice what I noticed? When the people were walking in, it's like, who are these people? I'm just, what? This is nice. It looked like the short bus, kind of like, which is fine. I'm thinking, what is this? Who is this? And Cash Patel, way up. Poor Pam Bob. Right, Pam? I know. I know. Poor Pam. Pam's good people. This is a rallying cry for patriots across the country, my friend. There are more high fives going on right now. And the really deep, the legitimate, the honest, the serious Democrats are thinking, we are so... Right now, we can't see straight. What he did to us is unconscionable. We are doomed. What do we have? One woman held a sign up that says, "This is not normal." She can't even get a sign. What's not normal? You're not normal? What does that mean? I've seen some, chat responses that are a little bit clearer than that. What does this mean? This is not normal. Who's not normal? What are you talking about? It was Musk. How about Musk steals? Musk steals? Karen Peterson said Trump shared his feelings on 13 July and his mission from above. Oh. Karen, you know that was true, right? They clapped for the money, but not for the peace. Big Dickie Daniels, ladies and gentlemen. I like that. Big Dickie Daniels. At this corner, where he took from parts unknown, weight unknown. Big Dickie Daniels. How about my friend Chris Cox says he couldn't help but goose Rubio again. Haha. Yeah, Rubio does not look. Seriously, does not look like he's He's very comfortable in this position. Oh, no. Okay. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Do you understand it? It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I'm going to be dissecting this. And the Democrats couldn't handle it from the childish disruptions. What the hell is this? Please tell me, what is this Al Green about? What is he? What was he? Why did he act like such an asshole immediately? Why? John Jelaine says Trump put Marco Rubio on watch, jokingly and knowingly. He did. But going back, when somebody says, Al, what did you do? Well, I just said that you said, no, Al, why did you do that? Why are you an asshole? I'm not asshole. He just said to me, no, Al. You came across crazy. This isn't good. Even Pocahontas was there. She's Pocahontas. Everybody else, you're an adult. What is this? Is this some militancy? Is this some residual 60s stuff that you think might endear you with a group? What is the matter with you? Childish disruptions, outright disrespect. They embarrass themselves. You embarrass yourselves yet again, proving to the world that you have nothing left but tantrums and lies. And this, look, we're going to break this thing down. The victories, the meltdowns, the glorious moments that had every American on their feet cheering. It was the most beautiful thing in the world. I have been doing, well, but you know that I figured out, we're talking today, I started this thing, my first talk radio. This is my 38th year doing this. 38 years. I love that. I'm not one of these people who, I love the age thing. Oh my God, I always want a senior discount wherever I go. Can I get a senior discount? Why? Why not? I want a senior discount. Can I get a senior discount? So I love saying that. So for this particular, I thought, I've never felt politics was always, I always like kind of a social issue of others, because politics was, this is the most fun I've ever had in my life. Nobody's ever going to be able to replicate this. Charisse, ladies and gentlemen, you remember Sid Charisse? This speech by President Trump was the greatest. I'm so proud. It tugged on my heartstrings. Me too, Charisse. You show me that little boy, and I'm going, oh God, oh shit, oh boy, oh God, they had the badge, oh no, they're coming with the badge, oh God, think of baseball. Oh my God, it was beautiful. And meanwhile, there's the Democrats. I got this fucking thing. What am I supposed to do with this paddle? Lies. What do I do with this? I got the kid with the brain. A black kid, no less, with a black cowboy. What is this? They had every group. They got white kid to go in the business. They got the black kid with a brain tumor. They got these Hispanics. They got this. They got the girl who had permanent brain damage because she got brained in a volleyball by some psycho dude who. And I'm going, I got this right. What am I going to do with it? I got this. I'm home. They don't get it. And that's the worst crime, is when you just don't get it. It's incredible. From the very start, and you would know this, from the very start, President Trump made it clear, the era of globalist appeasement and America last policies are over. He laid out his accomplishments. Many of them I read to you tonight. I think we had the same script. I showed you what they were. They were incredible. The accomplishments with a kind of confidence and dominance and this lovably haughty, dare I say. What else do you expect from the greatest president of my lifetime? He's the greatest president of my lifetime. Who is better? I was like the last couple of years of Eisenhower. I don't remember him. Kennedy. Kennedy's so overrated. Johnson, Nixon. Keep going on. Ford. I don't think so. Carter, Reagan, Bush. Who? Be honest. How many of you great people, honest to God, seriously, remember a time in your life when you said, hey, let's watch the State of the Union? Hey, Jerry, you were at your local bar. Yeah, Jerry, can you turn the ball? The president's on. Oh, of course. The economy is roaring back. Manufacturing jobs returning. Energy production skyrocketing. Stock market exploding. It's incredible. Inflation under control. Finally, check. The border is being sealed shut. This free for all under this wizened dotard, hobbled by decrepitude, Joe Biden, Mr. Incontinent, walking around, who took more vacation. I mean, the free for all under his whatever administration, the committee administration, is gone. Trump has reinstated the wall construction, beefed up ICE, and ensured that criminals flooding our nation are shipped back to where they belong. Huh? Check. Then he said, America is strong on the world stage. Oh, I love that. No more bowing down, no kissing arse, no more being obsequious or feeling impuissant. No way. As Kevin says, Greenland, USA. Right? Greenland. I'll be honest with you. I don't get the Greenland thing, but I figure, what the hell? Take the Greenland. Panama Canal? Okay, it makes sense. Greenland? Well, Greenland, Sure. It's incredible. My friends, how do I say this? No more writing bank checks to correct forward. Oh, correct. Oh, and the letter from oh shit, Zelensky. The letter. Hey, sorry about what I said. You know how I get. That nose candy. You know how I get. That blow. I get kind of crazy. I get kind of loud with that stuff. Sorry about that, Mr. President. You probably wouldn't know about that, but I do a couple. I should stop, but I don't. Georgia at the lake, says Al Green via C-SPAN, short interview on YouTube, claims he was fighting for protection of Medicare, as if. And they said, what about this, though? Musk steals. Doesn't even make sense. The richest man in the world. What? How about when Trump was reading off the names? And one man was 200, older than the formation, and they were booing. Excuse me. When he's telling you that there are people who are 250 years old and older getting Medicare, or Social Security, how exactly are you finding fault with that? How are you siding with them? Am I missing something here? I don't get it. You like writing bad checks to corrupt foreign nations? Is that it? I know where you're going to get your money from. And when they mentioned Stacey Abrams, they took great umbrage of that. Screw her. Trump laid it out clearly. The days of endless wars, weak foreign policy, and selling out to China are done. Isn't that beautiful? And we're not even, and this is just the first part about this. Warren Ocasio, ladies and gentlemen, says, Millie, my beloved apolitical wife, has paused her novella to watch you now. We are going, enjoy this evening tremendously. Millie, do me a favor, honey. Yes, call the police. Warren's a killer. I just want you to know this. Just make like you're going to the John and leave. Just open the door and run out. Nightgown, slippers, I don't care. The man's a killer. I say that out of love. Millie, my apolitical wife, putting down her novella. Millie, we're going to drag you into this. How about a big hand for Millie? Millie, puts front of the line. You can be an honorary member of the conspiratorium. Plenty of crumb cake for you. Sean Martin says Dems look like photo station at a mental ward. Touché, sir. John Jelaine says Trump got postmodern, meta-reference, textbook quality internet instinct and know-how. Could not have said it better myself. DS from the deep state says, right, no more excuses for our ascendancy. By the way, and no more being, what was it? Being unburdened by what has, whatever the hell that thing, I still don't know how to say it. Unburdened by what has been. See, we're unburdened. You don't understand how this works. We're unburdened by what has been, okay? Just to make sure you understand how this thing works. This is for you. Hope Millie's paying attention now. Crime. Crime is being crushed. Trump made it loud and clear that he stands with law and order. It's what I mentioned before. Remember this? This is before we kind of knew this because he had to. Not criminals, law and order, and law enforcement and order. A direct jab at the radical left's discussing defund the police moment. Can you believe that? Actually saying, hey, here's a good idea. Let's ask people, especially in the black community, that we're going to have less police. Because if anything, they need police more. Not only black people, but Latino people, urban areas, poorer people. They need the police more than anybody. And you want to defund them? Oh, that's good. Oh, that's real good. Yeah. How about defund the police in the rich areas? That would maybe make sense, but they're not that busy. For some reason in the rich areas, there's not a lot of crime. Well, not a lot of violent crime. Maybe there's blue or white collar stuff. Everything about this speech was, I think the words would be commanding, inspiring, and completely and totally MAGA. It was beauteous. Laura May, ladies and gentlemen, who came up with the best line, I'm a person sharpener. I love that. I think he's a person sharpener. It's beautiful. I'm going to steal that and I'm going to use that and try to give you as much credit as I possibly can. Ski Bro says the demon rats couldn't find it in their dark, evil hearts to stand when the little boy, I know, with brain cancer, when he hugged the Secret Service agent. I really cried so bad, just shaking my head. I know. If you don't cry, if that did, you may not have to cry, but if that didn't make you say, oh, shit. Oh, you're a psychopath. I mean that. That's head and heart connected. You see something, but you connect an emotion to it. Psychopaths don't have that. What does that tell you about them? DS says, why am I from the deep state? It said DS. I thought maybe it was an initial. Sorry about that. Karen Peterson said, P.S. We won. You lost. Get over it. It's funny when I don't know when certain things will kill me. And you never see it coming. You never know. You never knew it was going to come about that quickly. You never saw it necessarily. You thought like, okay, this is kind of tough, but I'm gonna do the best I can. Do the best I can with this stuff. And then what's kind of interesting is that it hits you out of nowhere, which is also very, very fascinating. But I remember years ago, all of a sudden, I would see like a dog commercial, dog food, and they say, your dog. Like that I am speculative, your dog. Like, oh, shit, he's got a little dog. Oh, God. Dogs don't get me, but people mean something to me. Lionel, all the message coming from Mr. T was the best. It was. Oh, by the way, if you want to cry, if you want to just kill me, two things. Where the father from the military, will how do I say this? The father from the military will surprise his daughter or son. They kind of come out of nowhere, and they'll be at a school, at a function, or maybe the what what am I trying to say? Maybe the umpire or something, and it's the father who's in uniform and the daughter. I can't. I don't get me. If I had to be in a movie and they said you got to cry, and we can't, because normally in movies they have that vapor, the camphor, the menthol, they blow in your eyes, and you'll start crying. Did you ever know that? Did you ever know that? If you're in a movie and they say, okay, here's a crying scene, well, I'm not really going to cry. Okay, watch this. All of a sudden it hits your eyes, and you are like, oh shit. And anyway, Diaz says, sorry, I'm a true tard. No, you're a subtard. You're not a retard. You're different. I like subtard for some reason. It just kills me. But the president, did he know this? Do you think he knew this? Do you think he's trying to say, okay, Mr. President, what we're going to do is this. We're going to start off with you, doing this thing. And then here's the deal. And then we're going to start introducing the people like you did last time. Remember the time it was Rush Limbaugh and then this? It was like Oprah. Everybody's got a car, and you're going to be standing. They're going to be. When I bring that little boy, remember when you saw the little boy? He's like, "What is this?" He's got the uniform. It's a little boy, yeah. And you saw the scar, and you thought, "Oh no!" And when that father said to that little boy, I want to make sure you see him. That's a father's love. I'm proud of him with your uniform. And they make him, Secret Service. And he's got his, I can't even talk about it now. You're killing me. You're killing me with this. What do you think those people feel right now? What do you think these fragile socialist babies, radical left, these implicit psycho-babbling fools, what do you think they're thinking? How about the Democrats? How about Al Green thrown out like the trash? Does he not look like some Neanderthal? I'm serious. Ready for this? And you can't, and I'm not saying, you can't say it. He looks almost aboriginal. I mean, with all due respect, the brow, the look. He looks Australian. He's an aboriginal, like he's from a Crocodile Dundee, doesn't he? He looks and he ran out, and they're asking him, why did you? When people ask you, why did you leave? It defeats the purpose when they don't know why you left. How do I say this? They should know immediately why you left. When they don't understand why you left, you look like a drunk. You look like you were just thrown out. Okay, why'd you leave? Because I want to protect Medicare. What did he say? I don't know what he said. He just, he's a white man, and he said, and you have a cane. I noticed that. Yeah, you've got a cane. Nancy had a cane. A lot of canes. Did they pass him? Was it cane night? I know it was cocaine the other night with Zelensky, but was it cane night like at the ball game where they have, hat night, bat night? They have cane. She had one. Nancy wasn't looking that hot, though. I got news for you. Well, of course, going back to Al, the unhinged Democrats simply couldn't handle the sheer, I guess, force of President Trump's word, maybe. They heckled, they whined, and all of a sudden they would say, "I'll tell you what, Baker." And even Trump said, "What? What?" And little 11-year-old Ramona Watley, who has Pity Poor Valley, "I'll tell you what, Ben." She's 11. I don't know. I don't even know when to yell. Do I yell? Don't yell. Don't yell during kids. Oh, okay. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I thought I could yell more because nobody else was yelling. Nobody else was yelling because people have the sensibility not to yell when you use the word kid and brain cancer in the same sentence. How about Trump's great line when he said, we're getting healthier. I love that one. That was beautiful. We're getting healthier. This guy's 200 years old. He's getting Social Security. Kathy Figueroa, by the way, says, did you see Melania's face at the end of the speech? Deep concern in her face. She knows the Dems want her husband dead. Pray for Trump. Oh, I think so. I'll tell you who, and I mean this. You know who you better watch out for? Zelensky. I'm not just saying that in passing. I mean that. Do not be surprised if, I would really watch planes, helicopters, anything that involves mechanical anything. Eric Barlow says he looked like a man demon possessed. Yes, you mean Al Green. No, Al Green looks like a Neanderthal. I'm serious. I've never, and that's not anybody. He looks like Aboriginal, but angry, and he's sitting there and saying, "What's going on here?" And he looks. Oh. There was a picture they were putting of Saddam Hussein with his hair. I mean, I put up a picture of whatever her name is. The California gal who looks exactly like Ronnie Wood from the Stones. That got a good run. But this guy to run out and when he came home, his family said, "Al, what did you do that for? Al, what did you do that for? Why? Al, there was a kid with brain cancer. I didn't run out for the kid. Al, we don't know when you're running out. All they're saying is this was the night of the kid with the brain cancer and you like an asshole ran out. And we don't even know why you ran out. Remember, you don't want to have any kind of a demonstration when people don't know what you're demonstrating about. Doesn't make any sense. Like the woman who had to sign this says, this isn't normal. Green is straight out of the Geico commercial. Yes. Or Phil Hartman. I'm just a caveman. It's like he's like a cave. I mean, I'm serious. I know people are going, oh, you, but no, I don't care what anybody said. You look at him. I don't care what this guy is. One time I said Sarah Bernhardt looked like a boxer, like a dog, like a French, like a pug or something. And people said, oh, okay, that's all right. I said, why? Does anybody take offense at that? No, that's all right. She looks like that. Nancy, get that thing on her. Get that stuff whatever she's biting down on. Get that appliance fixed. You know what I mean? But going back to this is the Democratic Party heckling, whining, humiliating themselves in front of the nation. But the worst part is they didn't know they were humiliated. And then came maybe one of the I have a series of best moments, which I think defines the whole notion of what the word best means. Al Green, again, possibly the most unhinged leftist in Congress. Now, and nobody said, hey, Al, listen, we appreciate what you did. Al, thanks for taking one for the team. You know the world, what is her name? Not Ramona. She's from Code Pink. She has a name like that. Ramona. Cindy Sheehan, what said? I've got a sign. Stop the war. And they go, okay. What is her name? You know I'm talking about, Code Pink. And whether you like her or not, doesn't matter. At least you say, I understand what she's doing. I got it. No nukes. Very good. Very good. West says, arrest somebody now. Medea Benjamin, yes, thank you. I got a lot of respect for her. I've met her before. She's, you may think, oh, she's a lefty. She's out there. She puts her body and her freedom on the line. But I understand what she's fighting. Believe me, I understand it. Kimberly Johnston, ladies and gentlemen. Kimberly Johnston says, Lionel, you make me laugh and cry. Oh my gosh. Thanks for your insight and critical thinking. I'm the only conservative in my family. Also, Dems grow up. You know what, though, Kimberly? Thank you. Are you really I'm not a conservative. I'm not a conservative. I don't think I don't know what to tell you. I'm not crazy about capital punishment for maybe different reasons. Does that make me a liberal? I'm pro-choice, meaning I don't want to put a woman in prison. I hate abortion, but I don't want to ban it. I don't want to ban abortion. I'm against war. Does that make me a liberal? Doesn't that sound like a classic liberal to you? Doesn't it? Sorta? Maybe? Is that it? I don't even know what you want to call this. I don't know what these names mean. I'm a libertarian. I don't know what that means. Conservative. You mean there's a name for this? Family values? Having girls compete in sports? I always ask people, what if I wanted to compete in a sport? Senior Olympics. And I thought, I never won anything in my life. I think I'm going to compete again. I think I'm going to go in the long distance, the broad jump, an 80-year-old. And I won. Hear me out. What's the difference between me? I don't understand it. Laura May, by the way, says, my dad's picket sign, stop the torture. It's old. It's not. It's not old. It's not old. I was against the Iraq war. I don't know how you can explain that any more than that. I'm definitely against the Iraq war. I'm against all of these. I don't know what you want to call them. I guess these. It just makes sense to me. All of it just sort of makes sense. So anyway, but I just had to do this because I have no name for my. It's like your music. What do you describe your music as? What do you just say? What is your food style? Carnivore? Omnivore? So labels, remember, if you can put a label to what you believe in, you don't believe in much. If it's so base that a word can describe it, is another one. By the way, do you think that, didn't you love what Mike Johnson said? He basically is announcing to people, and I announced the sergeant at arms to, all of a sudden these kind of goons came out and go, all right, let's go, pal. Let's go. Yeah, man. Shotgun's a new member. Thank you, Shotgun. By the way, appreciate that. I really do. I'm not just saying that. I'm not being gratuitously beneficent. I mean it. A Big Dickie Daniel says, come on, Lionel Nation. Nothing that he said was political. What? Who said? Who's he? What he said? I think it was political, I guess. I mean, President Trump, I don't know who he is. But thank you for that. That's right. Going back to what we're talking about. When Trump spoke and Green snapped, again, like a deranged lunatic, he started screaming, waving his cane, and we can't figure out exactly what, and making a fool out of himself. And again, you know what? I don't know if he has a wife or a family, but they, believe it or not, they didn't say, hey, that was your dad or something. That was great. You know, the sergeant at arms had no choice but to drag him out while the rest of the chamber looked on and like shock and disgust. And nobody said, hey, good for you, Al. It's the way not Saul Alinsky would not have appreciated that. Democrats sat in stunned silence. They sat in stunned silence. Why? Because when it really picked up later, oh, did you see where they wore pink? They wore pink because of something about women. I like this. Trump or you. I like that bit. All right, my friend. You know, how do I say this? Did they know that somebody said, you know, he's going to pull some shit later? What do you mean, Trump? Trump's going to give away like college diplomas or a scholarship. Just, he does this every time. Sure enough. By the way, give me that thing. We're going to name the forest after this poor slinger. Give me that right here, Mr. President. Thank you. There we go. And they sat there like jadruls, the whole group, humiliated by their own unhinged buffoonery. Remember, we're going to be talking about Green is going to be in that same level of crazy that Zelensky was. You know, Green's meltdown wasn't just embarrassing for him, but it was a symbol of the party that completely lost all tether in reality. I don't know what they stand for anymore. I don't know what they stand for. Have you ever tried to explain libertarians? Well, libertarians believe kind of, personal freedom, to each his own, stay out of my bedroom. You can kind of give maybe a sort of a, what do the Democrats believe in? Seriously, good luck. I don't know. I know what they used to. Other Democrats were like pouting like babies, like toddlers, refusing to stand, refusing to clap, looking absolutely defeated as Trump rattled off victory after victory after victory. And it was, I think the word is glorious. They didn't just lose politically. He went through everything that he went. And I beat you in this, and I beat you in this, and I broke the record. And I said, George Washington, and I kicked your ass. It was beautiful. Eric Barlow says, left and right come from those who sat on the left and right of the French king in the parliament. None of us today think that way politically. Oh, I know. No, I understand the notion of that, and derivations of words like revolution and the fist and all this. Yeah. No, I understand that. But I'm saying today, if I think that women, now just hear me out. If I think that women should be able to compete in sporting events with other women, and that I respect the female gender enough to argue, dare I say, against having men compete against women, do you think that is left or right? Wouldn't that be left? If I'm standing up for women's rights, doesn't this sound like that? Doesn't it make sense to you? DS says, by the way, the bonobos will self-soothe. Yes. As they fling freshly deposited e-jest in their hand. You see, they lost their dignity. Every time, you got to remember, when you're doing this, you're always, your party and your message is always on display. You're always trying your best to explain, this is who we are, this is what we're about. It's one thing about the Republicans. You never scratch your head with these folks. You never scratch, and that's a good thing. You never scratch your head and say, you know what? There's one thing I've always liked about country music and blues music. You never have to listen to a lyric and wonder, what exactly are they saying? What is the point? Even John Lee Hooker. I was listening to the Healer with Carlos Santana. It's great. And I understand it. Your woman's left him and you got the blues. I got it. You don't sit there, wow. Stairway to Heaven, there's a hedgerow. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. One of the most satisfying, and by the way, this is sheer schadenfreude in a way, but one of the most satisfying aspects of the night was the absolute thrashing Trump gave the leftist agenda, because you're blasting them. On the economy, listen to this. This is on the economy. We inherited an absolute disaster, but in just 43 days, remember what I was saying today? In 43 days, we have already accomplished more than the last administration did in 4 years. Mic drop. Boom. On immigration, this is what the president said. These are quotes. We are not a dumping ground for the world's criminals. We are a sovereign nation, and I will protect it at all costs. Democrats squirmed. Next, on foreign policy. This is his quote. Weakness invites aggression. That's why America is strong again. China and Russia take notes. And the best part about it is that Russia still is not our threat. China is our threat. Maybe technological. Oh, what about the line about Asia? He wanted to a couple of $1 million for some kind of education program in Asia. And he goes, I don't think they need education program. They're doing okay in the education. We need the education program. Circumcisions in the Sudan or whoever the hell it was. On woke insanity. This is still the best. See, that's, if it were up to me, America is inflation. Go for the good stuff. Our children will not be brainwashed by radical leftist ideology. In America, we teach history, not propaganda. Crowd erupts. They go crazy. How do you beat that? What do you say? No, we do teach propaganda. No, women. No, there is no such thing as gender. What do they say? And a lot of the Democrats have thought to themselves, why in the name of God have we aligned ourselves with this? Where did this ever come from? This is ridiculous. It makes no sense. What's going on here with this trans? Were there any transies there tonight? Nope. Was Kia Thomas or whatever, the Kia Sorrento, or no, that Kia, whatever, Leah Thomas? Nope, they're gone. On Law and Order, this was his quote. We don't negotiate with criminals. We don't defund police. We crush crime. Leftist heads. Pow. Every single line, every solitary line was delivered with precision, strength, confidence. This was not a speech. It was a political reckoning. It was a moment that, it was poetry, absolutely poetry. Our friend Cruzette Lifestyle, and that says, I like when Trump asked Dems, how'd that work for you? Referring to their political prosecutions. Yeah, that's right. But that was terrific. And he said, yeah, you went after me a couple of times. How'd that work out for you? He always digs it in. And you tried to kill me. And you tried to prosecute me. And I beat you. And I kill you. I love it. I love it. The touching part. I can't say this enough. I'm not kidding about the psychopath part. A psychopath does not understand this. A psychopath can only appreciate things like, a true psychopath. An actual fit, organically psychopathic. But because head and heart, to be able to look at something and to be able to say, well, what does this mean emotionally? And to connect the two when head and heart are connected. Amidst all the powerful policy moments and savage burns, Trump showed his heart. And I think Stephen Miller had a lot to do with that writing. I think maybe I heard that or read that, but it makes sense though. He showed his heart. He showed his emotion. He showed the way he feels, reminding America that he fights for the people, not the elite. This guy's a billionaire with a... he's a billionaire. Elon, the richest man, he's like this. It was beautiful. When they honored the family of Lake and Riley, this young woman brutally murdered by an illegal under Biden's reckless open border policies. She became remember Kitty Genovese? Any of you folks in New York remember that in Kew Gardens? She was a woman. They say the story was she was screaming when she was stabbed and nobody called the police. Nobody helped. Nobody. Her name, Kitty Genovese, it was always burned in our minds. Lake and Riley. This was the product of, not the byproduct, but the product of the Biden policy. He said, her life was stolen, and I promise you, it will not be in vain. A tearful standing ovation with their family there. And what are the Democrats doing? Can we stand up? What are we? I got this goddamn who gave me this thing? They could have used it like an Inherit the Wind, with a funeral home fan. They didn't know what the hell to do. They didn't think through, and they're wearing the pink. You still doing that? Recognizing heroes of America, police officers, firefighters, and veterans. Does this guy ever stop? Trump personally thanked the decorated officer who stopped a mass shooting, calling him a true American hero. And a lot of these people, I couldn't tell, but I think he looked like he was Latino or whatever. Americans. This has nothing to do. This is not xenophobic. It's about the law. The chamber erupted. Saluting every day. By the way, that was a Lenny Skutnik moment. Saluting everyday Americans, the backbone of the nation. I love that part. Hardworking factory workers, military families, entrepreneurs who embody this thing called the American dream. That's like working man blues. That's classic Merle Haggard. That's the Hag, that's that Bakersfield sound. This wasn't just a speech. I'm telling you, it was a celebration of America. and everything the left hates. It was beautiful. Everything about them. So let me just explain this to my dear friends. First, this is to share this with you is so wonderful. Trump won. Democrats lost. America is back. That's it. That's it. By the time Trump walked out of the chamber, America knew one thing. We're back. We're winning. We are so back. And I'm not saying this just to be cute. The Democrats are shattered. The leftist media are in meltdown mode. And President Trump, oh my God, stronger than ever. Stronger than ever. Fearless. Completely in control. Experienced. Knowing how things work. Having a great team. Leading America into a new golden age. Absolutely perfect. The contrast couldn't be clearer. Trump stands for strength, prosperity, and America first. America, remember, America first. It's not MAGA, it's not Doge, it's America first. The Democrats stand for this, for chaos, failure, this attempted socialism or something. I guess it's last night now, but if that event, if that State of the Union, proved anything, it's that Trump's momentum is unstoppable. And the radical left is on the verge of a complete and total collapse. You hear what I'm saying? A complete and total collapse. And the MAGA movement, or Doge, or whatever you call it, is alive and growing. And for every American who loves this country, and I know you do, the future has never looked brighter. I sound like Tim Buck 3. I think I need shade. So buckle up, patriots. Buckle up, America. The Trump train is at full speed, full throttle, and nothing is stopping it. I know that sounds very, very flowery. I know it sounds like, oh, that's very good. I cannot be any more serious. I've never seen anything like this. This is a movement. This is like when you, and I keep telling you this, I keep giving these reactions. This is like in 1964 when the Beatles were on Ed Sullivan and they thought, holy shit. The next day, you couldn't find a guitar. All the shops sold out. It was a movement. It wasn't just this scattered event. This isn't just one guy trying to be, like a once in a moment. Whoever, I think J.D. Vance can do it, but whoever is, I hope somebody's paying attention. Trump also loves to go in and say, bring it on. He knows what he's doing. He wants to lure you. He wants you out of your seat. And the thing which is the most important is that all you had to do was just sit back and look. You know who had the right look? Adam Schiff was like this. Even Pocahontas, even Elizabeth Warren, she was like, no big deal. But when you see these idiots who don't know, did you see this Crockett gal? Did you see her with her piece? Oh, you're going to love this one. Oh my God. Kimberly Johnston says, thank you for your critical and lively mind. Is such a teacher and refreshing. A reminder not to apply labels, although it's too early, how to live peacefully with family, left family. This is one of those things you don't, let me see if I can explain this to you. And I know this is a big issue. Remember this word. Remember this. You have to speak like you were dealing with. I've had a lot of occasions in my mind with court appointed stuff and people where I've dealt with a lot of people who are severely mentally ill, but not just mentally ill, criminally mentally ill. So you don't want to get people pissed off. And one of the things you want to do is, the first rule is never engage in their own fantasy. Never engage them. Never. 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 And what you do is the same thing you do to a boss or somebody who's telling you to do something which makes no sense. Every now and then somebody will tell you something. And I've seen them, especially in the world of, some of the dumbest people are in programming. I'm sorry. And everybody knows what I'm talking about. And sometimes they will tell you, you'll be in a meeting and they'll say, okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go on, I want you to do this. And I say, okay. And you don't want to say that's a good idea or whatever, but just like your crazy relatives, you say one word, interesting, and that's it. And you talk to your relatives like they're crazy. Now, if they really want to engage you, if you treat them like they're crazy. Well, did you see it? I most certainly did. What did you think? I think you know how I feel. But how did you feel? Turn to them. What do you mean? Well, did you see that? I thought it was terrible. I hate Trump. It's like, I see. It's very interesting. Okay. By the way, how's that? And you change the subject. You never engage. You just never. You never, ever engage. You own it. You are in charge of this, not these people. I always like to bring stuff up that doesn't make any sense. I told you before. Like, what did you just either do? I did. Well, what'd you think? I said, well, it's one thing. Can I tell you one thing I don't understand? What? Why'd they cancel the Ropers? Norman Fell. How? I don't understand this. It was one of my favorite shows. Can I have another one? You just change the subject, and they look at you and they realize this guy's not taking me seriously. No, I'm not. You're not worthy of my attention. I'm not going to get into detail with you. You're not going to understand it. You hate him, and that's fine. These are one of these people who wear masks. Let me also tell you one thing about people. Remember something. Throughout history, there have been people who have sat back and they've allowed things to happen, terrible things. Everything from genocide to lynchings to the worst behavior ever. And it was that kind of behavior. Well, look what happened during the Rona. A lot of people are just very susceptible to crazy ideas. Eric says progressivism is a cult if the Kennedys are disowning RFK Jr. Well, Eric, you know what happened, right? You know what happened. USAID is the metonym that we use for this kind of improper money that came. And we call it USAID. It could be other particular reasons for it. But here's the deal. They went and they were most probably recruited, enlisted to be a part of the Kennedy force. Did you see when the Kennedys went to the White House? Oprah Winfrey didn't show up. Didn't even show up for Guatemala for less than $2 million. They sent, listen to me, they sent not Scott Baio, they sent Ben Stiller to Ukraine to meet with him. I think he got $4 million, or I think he even got more. I don't know why. Lionheart Roar says, how bad are the Dems that they couldn't even stand up for that child who survived cancer? They spare their empathy for lawbreakers. Lionheart, I would have said, you are going to stand up if ever there's kids. You are not standing up for the president, and you are going to take away from them the ability to look for them to claim that we're heartless. And I'm with you. I don't understand it. I would have said, you're going to stand for a child with brain cancer whose father is holding him aloft. What is the matter with you? Are you out of your mind? How can you possibly do this? So anyway, I'm with you 100%. I will never understand how they did that. I will never understand how they missed the point. You always concede. You always, if there's something you agree with, if there's something somehow, something that you agree with, if there's some a point they make or position, always agree with it. Well, that makes sense. Well, I agree with it. Pick something that's neutral. Neutral. All they had to do was defund the police. They weren't even smart about that. They should have said, I think what we need to do is we have to look at sometimes non-carceral things. Of course, whenever there's crime, we must address it. But there's a lot of times when things aren't crime. There's a lot of times when I think we should put mom, and you do it incrementally. They could have done it, but they're so stupid, they want to bludgeon you with it. That's like Black Lives Matter. They give it to this woman colors. If they don't claw back that money, if Kash Patel and Pam Bundy don't go after Antifa and these folks, there is no, how do I say that? There's no justice in the world. In any event, my friends, wasn't tonight glorious? I asked you this before, and I think it's interesting. What is the one word that really is that describes the way you feel? What is that one word? What is it? How do you say it? How do you phrase it? It's like being a part of a winning team again. Historic, elated, powerful. I feel very powerful. Like our side is really, we got it this time. We've got it. It's like when you watch a Super Bowl and you watch the Eagles. It's like you realize we got this one. That may kill the spread, but we got this. There's nothing. And I didn't see, can you imagine being the woman who is, I think she followed her, the hope for them. I don't know if I ever, who, can you imagine getting stuck with that? What am I going to do? What about, I'm going to follow him? What do I say? What did he say that was so wrong? What? All the people getting Social Security? What? Whoever wrote that speech and whoever timed it was perfectly, because you drew them on at first. They were yelling, with the paddles, and then you realize, oh God, the kid with the cancer is so, oh my gosh. And those people are so sick. You know that there will be nobody from any of the major organizations. Nobody will reach out to that child. No, nothing. And tomorrow, watch as best as you can to see what the radical left does in terms of their movies and the like, or their coverage. Well, my friends, you have been wonderful. Lionheart Roar, thank you. Eric Barlow, Kimberly Johnston. Don't let those lefty family members. Remember, interesting. Cruiselifestyle.net. Thank you. DS, not Deep State. Thank you. Big Dickie Daniels. You know him, you love him. Shotgun, thank you. Laura May, thank you, dear heart. Arizona, Kathy Figueroa. Rascal Dog, we thank you. Karen Peterson. Ski Bro, excuse me. John Jelaine. Sean Martin, everybody. Warren Ocasio. And is it Millie? What was your name? Millie, the beloved Millie. George at the Lake. Kevin Ujveri. Cherise, thank you so much. Johnny Jelaine, Chris Cow, Karen Peterson, I think he said that one. Mickey Mo. Let me see. White Monkey, Daniel, Therese Pollard, and Christine Geske, our brand new member, which is so terrific. All right, my friends. Listen, this is going to be a night we're going to remember, and there's going to be plenty more nights like this. Thank you so much. Have a great and a glorious night. You may go to sleep now. It's going to be a while for me to, I'm going to watch some arrest videos, I think, just to calm down. That's what calms me down. Watching crazy people, women in particular, getting arrested and losing their minds. It's soothing. Very, very therapeutic in a very strange way, because it reminds me that I'm not in that camp yet. In any event, have a great day, my friends. Don't ever change. Again, God bless America. God bless President Trump. This man right here, this glorious man, this our flag. Oh, I love it. All right, have a great night. See you tomorrow. And don't forget, until then, my friends, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Dad.